This is a practice exercise video solution. For this practice, we'll be using the dataset saw blade. We want to start by creating a new component, and it's going to be a new empty component. We're going to name this blade underscore 2. Inside of here, we want to start a new sketch on the face of the existing blade. This will automatically bring in all the geometry from the outside of that blade. What we can do from here is position it in the middle of the screen, and we can hide the blade holder. I'm going to hide the original blade as well, so we're only taking a look at the sketch. We want to draw a line using the line tool to fill in all of the blades inside. Once we create that, we can hit escape to get off our line tool. And now we want to use our box selection to remove all of the different blade pieces from the original. We can select using the box selection method, noting that if we drag from the upper left to the bottom right, we need to include the entire line. But if we drag from the bottom right to the upper left, anything that crosses will be in there. So if we do this, we need to make sure that we drag and then use delete on the keyboard to get rid of them. We'll do this again. Once again, it needs to be entirely inside of the selection box to be removed in this selection. So our bottom line that we created is not going to be removed. For the last one, we'll manually select it and press delete. We're going to finish the sketch and bring back the original blade. I'm going to create an extrude with our new profile, and I'm going to have it go to the other side of toObject. This is going to be a new body. And once again, we can hide the original blade. Now we have a new blade, which we can create a coarser sawtooth on. So once again, we'll start a new sketch. And we'll move down to the front section. Using our line tool, starting at this point, I'm going to come up to the right and then back down. I'm going to use my dimension tool to apply a dimension between these of 2 millimeters. Then I want to add an angular dimension. We're going to set this at 45 degrees. Now we want to create a sketch pattern. We're going to use a rectangular pattern for these two objects. And we're going to pattern them based on spacing in the horizontal direction, and the spacing will be a distance of 2 millimeters. Then we simply need to create the number of instances that we want. I'm going to manually enter 25 and see how far that goes. Can see that is less than halfway, so we need to increase this. We'll go to 70, and you can see that we've now gone past. This means that we've gone a little bit far. We can reduce this to 64, and you can see now we have just enough in order to create that extrude. One other thing that we can do when we finish the sketch is we can create an extrude based on the reverse of our selection. One thing we can do to make it easier for our selection is we can select everything and then remove this large portion. So when we go to extrude, we're going to select all, and again, dragging the box around it allows us to grab everything that we want in that specific area. Now that we have all the saw teeth selected, we're going to drag this back through. We can modify the distance to go through all, and we can say OK, creating our new saw blade. Now we can bring back the blade holder, go to our top level of our design, and see that we now have a coarser blade that we can use, as well as the original fine blade, whenever we need to switch between the two. Let's go ahead and save this design before moving on.